A woman is accusing Sean Diddy Combs of drugging and raping her when she was 16 years old in 2000.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy Combs.
Imagine a story so unbelievable it could only be crafted for the big screen. One of the most influential figures in entertainment, Sean Diddy Combs, whose empire is built on music, fashion, and unmatched charisma, finds himself betrayed by the one person he trusted most, his own mother, Janice Combs. The woman who shaped his values, teaching him loyalty and perseverance, is now at the heart of a scandal that shocks the world. What if the person who always had his back had her own hidden agenda all along, unraveling everything he thought he knew about trust and family?
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Sean Diddy Combs, the larger-than-life mogul, has always been the one in control, whether it's managing his multi-million-dollar record label, throwing lavish events, or overseeing his vast business empire. But behind the scenes, his financial world has started to crumble. An FBI investigation into his assets uncovered a shocking discrepancy, hundreds of millions of dollars mysteriously vanishing from offshore accounts and hidden holdings. Whispers in the industry quickly turned to one person, his own mother, Janice Combs. Janice has long been the rock of Diddy's life, the woman who raised him after the tragic loss of his father. A symbol of strength and sacrifice, she made sure he had everything he needed to succeed, from private school to the opportunities that propelled him to stardom. But as the investigation deepened, cracks began to form in her image. Evidence suggested that Janice had access to Diddy's financial accounts and may have been orchestrating transfers and withdrawals without his knowledge. The plot thickened when Janice suddenly disappeared. Just as the FBI closed in on the source of the missing funds, Janice vanished. Sources close to the family revealed she left in the dead of night, boarding a private jet to an undisclosed location. The timing raised eyebrows. One day, she's attending court hearings in support of her son, and the next, she's gone without a trace. Speculation ran wild. Did she flee to avoid questioning? Was this all part of a long con? And, most chilling of all, what does she know about the allegations against her son?
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties.
To understand how the Combs family reached this point, you have to look at the dynamics beneath the surface. While everything appeared picture-perfect, the glamorous events, the close-knit siblings, the public declarations of love, insiders have hinted at long-standing tensions. Diddy's rise to fame and fortune came with sacrifices, and not everyone closest to him felt included. Some family members reported feeling sidelined, their contributions overlooked. Could this have sparked Janice's alleged betrayal? Did she feel entitled to a larger share of the empire her son built, or was there something deeper at play? The drama doesn't end there. Rumors began circulating that Janice's actions weren't just about money, but control. Diddy's mounting legal troubles, allegations and lawsuits piling up, led some to wonder if Janice had played a role in steering him towards self-destruction. Speculation even suggested she enabled his darker behaviors, turning a blind eye to his lifestyle. Did her sudden exit signify an attempt to distance herself from the fallout, leaving her son to take the heat while she started anew elsewhere? The mystery deepens.
We're monitoring another push to free Sean Diddy Combs tonight, with his legal team citing new evidence in an updated bail proposal. The music mogul agreeing to around-the-clock security and cutting out contact with basically anyone but his legal team to get out of jail ahead of his trial scheduled for May of next year for charges he allegedly coerced and abused women for years.
Adding another layer of intrigue is the alleged fallout between Janice and other members of the Combs family. Sources claim there were heated arguments in the months before her departure, with Diddy's siblings and children confronting her about her access to the family's finances. One insider described a tense family meeting where accusations flew, and Janice stormed out, refusing to answer questions. Was this the breaking point that led to her exit, and what does it mean for the family left to deal with the fallout?
That's it. If it is privilege, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect...
Since her disappearance, Janice has remained silent, but her past statements are now being scrutinized for clues. In a recent interview, she spoke passionately about her son's resilience and her unwavering support, yet some now question if she was covering her tracks, painting herself as a devoted mother while secretly orchestrating a financial coup. Her public appearances at Diddy's court hearings, where she seemed to stand by him, also raised suspicions. Was it an act to deflect suspicion, or was she torn between loyalty and her own plans?
Live, a judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and sex trafficking case.
What's perhaps most shocking is the scale of the alleged theft. We're not talking small sums. These missing funds represent a significant portion of Diddy's billion-dollar empire, money intended for business ventures, legal fees, and his children's future. The fact that Janice could access and redirect such vast amounts without raising alarms speaks to a level of cunning that has left even seasoned investigators stunned. How did she manage it, and who might have helped her pull this off?
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in the conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
The ripple effects of Janice's actions are being felt far beyond the Combs family. Diddy's associates, employees, and business partners are scrambling to assess the damage. Contracts are under review, partnerships are in question, and trust is running low. For a man who built his empire on loyalty and family values, this betrayal cuts deep. But the big question remains: can Diddy recover from this, or will his mother's actions be the ultimate undoing of the empire he spent decades building? As the investigation continues, all eyes are on Janice's next move. Where did she go, and what is she planning? Some believe she's hiding in a luxurious villa, living off the funds she allegedly took. Others think she's lying low, waiting for the dust to settle. Either way, her disappearance has left a trail of unanswered questions and a family in turmoil, at the worst possible time, with Diddy's legal battles intensifying.
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the video.
The Combs family dynamics have always been complex, but this latest chapter takes it to another level. The betrayal, missing millions, and Janice's sudden escape are tabloid gold, but beneath the headlines lies a deeper story of trust, loyalty, and the lengths people go when they feel wronged. Whether driven by greed, desperation, or something else, one thing is certain: the Combs family will never be the same.
Time frame is important because this happened in hotels, in places that have surveillance, that there's records that could be consistent with his testimony about when he alleges that these parties took place. He probably has his own information about who attended the events. When you're somebody like Sean Combs and you're such a celebrity and you're engaged in this type of behavior, people around you are memorializing it on their own.
So, we're left with more questions than answers. Was this part of a grand scheme or a desperate move by a mother securing her future? How much did Diddy know, and could he have stopped it? With legal battles intensifying and family drama unfolding, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. Stay tuned, as the twists and turns are only just beginning.
Can Sean Combs get another shot with Judge Subramanian? Or what will be his likelihood of success in a different court? Because there's currently a pending appeal at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. So to get into all of this, I want to bring on former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani, friend of the show. Nima, thanks so much for coming on. First, before we even get into what he can do next,
Diddy's legal battles are intensifying, and the chaos surrounding him is far from over. With lawsuits mounting, accusations flooding in, and the media scrutinizing his every move, one question remains: can Sean Diddy Combs survive this storm? Or is his empire destined to crumble under the weight of these allegations? The stakes have never been higher, and the outcome uncertain. The pressure is on.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee.
Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for Diddy, new and more shocking accusations have begun to surface. These aren't isolated incidents. It's a tidal wave of lawsuits and allegations from people who claim to have been wronged by the music mogul. Some of these individuals allege that Diddy used his immense power and influence to manipulate those around him, while others paint a picture of someone whose wealth and untouchable status made him feel invincible. The most recent lawsuits aren't just from those who worked with him, they're from people who claim to have witnessed his behavior firsthand. It's as if the walls are closing in, with everyone eager to voice their grievances. Legal experts are divided on the matter. Some argue that the mounting evidence against Diddy is undeniable, and that his past has finally caught up with him. They believe he won't come out of this unscathed. Others, however, suggest that the sheer volume of accusations could actually work in his favor, raising doubts about whether some claims are exaggerated or opportunistic. When you're a polarizing figure like Diddy, it's clear that the court of public opinion is just as influential as the legal one.
And he is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, you know, it is scary because you think, you know, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career.
Here's where it gets wild. Some insiders suggest that Diddy's legal troubles could be part of a larger agenda to take him down. With decades of dominance in the music world, a multi-million-dollar empire, and cultural icon status, could his success have made him a target? There's speculation that industry rivals or even former associates might be behind these accusations, using this vulnerable moment to settle old scores. While there's no concrete proof, the theory is gaining traction among some of Diddy's most loyal supporters.
You know, if you say the wrong thing or you complain or you know, I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or, you know, when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do drugs? And you're like, well, I don't do drugs. And they're like, well, why don't you?
Adding to the intrigue is the potential role of Diddy's business competitors. Diddy has always been a fierce player in the entertainment world, and his rise to power wasn't without stepping on a few toes. Some are whispering that this could be a calculated move by industry figures to dethrone him and claim a bigger slice of the pie. When someone as powerful as Diddy faces intense scrutiny, it opens the door for opportunists to capitalize on the chaos. Could this be more than just a legal battle? Perhaps it's a war for influence and control.
But it will be up to the jury. And there's really another piece of this case, and that's the racketeering case. And they don't really talk about that. Diddy's attorneys, Sean Combs' attorneys, they stay away from the racketeering part of this. They are focused solely on the trafficking part of this case.
Then there's the timing. Why now? Why are all these lawsuits and allegations surfacing at this particular moment? Some suggest it's no coincidence, pointing to Diddy's reported plans for a major business expansion before everything fell apart. Could his ambition have threatened the wrong people, triggering a chain of events to stop him in his tracks? Whether you buy into conspiracy theories or not, one thing's certain, there's more to this story than meets the eye as the saga unfolds.
Well, certainly there's a lot of information that needs to be substantiated, investigated, and those kinds of things. But when we look at people who become offenders, we oftentimes see early exposure to whether that's or actual behavior, and we oftentimes see that within the family.
The media circus surrounding Diddy's case is impossible to ignore. Every new allegation, every leaked detail, every court appearance is being scrutinized and sensationalized. Headlines scream of betrayal, power plays, and shocking revelations, ensuring that Diddy's name stays in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. But is this constant media attention helping or hurting his case? On one hand, it keeps the public engaged, putting pressure on the courts to act quickly and decisively. On the other hand, it risks creating a narrative that could make it difficult for Diddy to receive a fair trial. After all, how can a jury remain impartial when the world has already formed an opinion now? Things take a turn. Rumors are swirling that Diddy's legal team may be considering a plea deal. Yes, a plea deal, something almost unimaginable for someone as proud and defiant as Diddy. The idea that he might voluntarily admit to any wrongdoing seems unthinkable, but insiders suggest his lawyers are exploring every option to minimize the fallout. With the stakes this high, speculation is rising that Diddy might agree to certain terms in exchange for reduced consequences, possibly to protect his family from further scrutiny. Could it be true? Would Diddy, the ultimate survivor, really make such a move? And if so, what does that say about the strength of the case against him?
Diddy is now suing. So according to our friends over at Us Magazine, Diddy, who remains in the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center while he awaits trial. Us Weekly writes this. It says Sean Diddy Combs has filed a defamation lawsuit against one of his accusers, their attorney.
Talk of a plea deal raises major questions about what Diddy would be willing to admit to and what he'd want in return. Some speculate he might use it to shift focus onto others, possibly implicating former associates or family members. Others think he could frame himself as a victim of circumstance, targeted because of his success. Regardless, the idea of Diddy striking a deal is sending shockwaves through the industry. What would it mean for his legacy, businesses, reputation, and more importantly, how would his loyal fans react?
He claimed that he had video footage. He also claims to have the real Kim Porter memoir.
But there's an elephant in the room: Diddy's family. With so many allegations swirling, speculation is growing that other members of the Combs family might be involved. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. His entire inner circle is now under the microscope. From his mother's mysterious disappearance to whispers of tension among his siblings and children, it's clear the Combs family is in crisis. Some are even questioning if certain family members could have been complicit in the very actions Diddy is accused of. The scandal could go deeper than anyone imagined. His children, often seen as the heirs to his empire, now face an uncertain future. Will they stand by their father or distance themselves to protect their own reputations? And what about his siblings, who've remained noticeably silent throughout this ordeal? Are they staying quiet out of loyalty, or is there more to the story? As Diddy's legal battles intensify, the dynamics within the Combs family will undoubtedly come under even greater scrutiny, adding another layer of complexity to an already messy situation.
While appearing on News Nation, Burgess claimed to possess, quote, 11 flash drives that allegedly featured videos of 8 celebrities, 6 men, and 2 women. Burgess alleged that, quote, 2 to 3 of the individuals were minors.
With so much at stake and many unresolved issues, the future of Sean Diddy Combs hangs in the balance. Will he fight to clear his name or let his legal team handle the fallout? Can his empire survive, or will it crumble under these accusations? Perhaps most intriguingly, what role will his family play in shaping the outcome of this chaotic situation?
Is illustrating is this completely out of control party on a super yacht, including various celebrities, that when you read it, it kind of rings true. I mean, when you read it, it doesn't come off as being something that's completely unbelievable. You have to take into consideration that
as we wait for the next chapter in this unfolding drama, one thing is certain: the story of Sean Diddy Combs is far from over. With each new revelation, court hearing, and headline-grabbing rumor, the stakes only grow higher. As the world watches, we're left wondering, how much more can one man take? Is this the beginning of the end for Diddy, or does he have one last trick up his sleeve? Only time will tell, but this is a story we won't soon forget. As we wrap up this shocking chapter, we can't help but ask, could you ever forgive such a betrayal from someone so close? What do you think the future holds for the Combs family? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and breaking stories. Stay tuned for what's next.